to look at him as a possibility.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he'll be in second place, a solid second place. Kasich will have his delegates from Ohio.
The only state he wins.
Probably. And Rubio has Minnesota, and if he were to get Florida,
no, he can't.
Let's just say he does. Let's just because let me tell you something right now.
Okay, the Kansas polls were off.
If Trump wins Florida, I have no idea how in the world Trump doesn't win this.
Right.
Ohio.
I'd put him at 500.
I mean, if Cruz were to somehow pull off Florida,
but that's not possible because they had to beat Rubio and Trump, and Florida's a winner take all.
I know that's why Cruz's only hope to win this thing outright is
flawed polling booths where they did the technical difficulties.
We need those old white-haired ladies. We need hanging chads. That's the only way forward for Cruz. I mean, there needs to be massive voter fraud.
So now that we've revealed to you that there has to be massive voter fraud for Cruz
and smoke-filled rooms at the convention,
we need to keep from having a brokered convention and everybody jump on the Trump train.
What do you do? I'm sitting here. I'm all about the Republic. I'm all about the Constitution. So obviously I vote for the Republican nominee. What if Trump shows up at the convention with 1,100 delegates?
Oh, I would start crying.
Well, hold on. I
would be in tears before it.
I didn't want to say 1,200 because if he's only short 37, he can actually go around and negotiate.
And buy them?
He can negotiate.
Okay.
Yeah, he can negotiate for delegates.
Really?
Yeah, he can go around at the convention and
you
be
know
like,
what?
Come on.
And you know what? I mean, he wrote the book, The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
ABC, baby, always be closing.
And you have to be showing up with duffel bags.
Apparently, he's still got them. He's got a few of them.
Right. I mean, what would you offer a delegate to cross?
Are you allowed to offer him cash?
Well, I don't know about that, but you can negotiate for delegates.
EPA? Yeah, we need to get them. We need to rein them in. How'd you like to be head of the EPA?
There you go. Oh, interesting.
Wow.
No, here's what it would be. He would have to go up to Cruz and say, Cruz, look. I'm short 37 delegates. Give me 10 of yours.
You're short 300.
And I'll make you head of the
national parks.
There you go. And Cruz might say, I'll give you 10 for that. But I'm not giving you 37. So then he's got to go to Rubio. Rubio, man, I will make you the king of Cuba.
Yeah.
Oh.
You will be the reigning king
of Cuba.
Of Cuba. Yeah, yes.
And he'll be like, but what about Castro and all? No. Don't you make no never mind.
Don't you make no never mind. You'll have the title, the office, the desk.
And the throne.
The throne, and right there at the door that comes into your office, your throne, it will say King of Cuba.
There you go. He might, so then he gives
We'll even
10.
get you a car that's plastered, King of Cuba.
So he gets 10 from Rubio. Then he's got to go to Kasich and be like, look, bro, Ohio likes me. I know they voted for you in the primary, but they like me. Think about what you'll be able to tell your voters when you get home.
That you're going to be able to do more good.
You're going to make America great
again.
By giving delegates. Yeah, so he gets his 1237.
You know what? I tell you what, I won't even mention that you gave them to me. We can keep this secret. If that's the way you want to roll, we keep it.
If you want to tell them that I stole them from you, we could do that.
Fair enough.
I'll even let you file a lawsuit.
There you go. Sure.
So anyway, there's that. But what if he only gets 1,100 and some odd change? He's not going to be able to negotiate that many
137 delegates.
Probably not.
No,
probably not.
That's a lot.
So then let's say Cruz.
Kasich said he'll drop out if he doesn't win Ohio, though.
Oh, he should? Are you kidding me?
So what if he doesn't? Then clearly the fix is in.
No, because who wins Ohio if it's not Kasich?
No, it might be the in-game plan to keep him as low-numbered points as possible.
No. If Kasich doesn't win Ohio, who wins Ohio?
Trump.
Then it's over.
What? No, he doesn't have 1,237.
He'll get it when he gets Florida.
No, that's only 166 points between it.
How many does he have right now?
384. Like 400?
So he's going to be getting up there. It's going to be a landslide after that. Because the reporters are going to say, oh my gosh, Trump train is unstoppable. And then everybody's going to go out and vote for him.
Oh, it's that winter syndrome. That winter syndrome. 384 to 300.
I truly believe that there's a lot of voters, a scary, shocking number of voters, who look at voting like horse racing. And they have to bet on the right guy or else they lose.
Okay, so if he takes Ohio and Florida, that'll put him at 550, 549.
Yeah, but from that point on, it'll be landslide city. Because people are going to say, wow, I guess Trump is going to win this thing.
Right.
It'll create the momentum. They're already reporting about how Kansas, and what's the other state besides Kansas that he lost? That those two losses are causing...
Slowed the train?
Well, it thwarted his momentum or whatever.
Well, I'm not sure. Kansas and Maine. Maine was a shocker to me, too. It was a shocker, too, because the governor of Maine came out and said this week in a radio interview, said, my daughters cannot be president of the United States.
That was the Maine governor?
Governor of Maine.
Oh, wow.
The most conservative governor of all the states. He's got a reputation for being conservative.
In Maine?
Yeah, that's what they called him. He moved to Canada for a job. He lived in Canada for a while. While he was in Canada, he had his kids, his two daughters.
Oh, right.
And they weren't naturalized. When he came to America, he's governor of Maine. He's been looking into whether his daughters can be president because that's just what he's in politics.
Right.
Thinks it'd be cool.
Right.
He says it is an absolute guarantee my daughters can never be president. Neither can Cruz. By the way, I'm throwing my support for Trump. He's throwing his support for Trump. And then
so his opinion's biased.
Well, and apparently his opinion didn't count because Cruz won Maine.
Well, that's because of all the Canadian citizens that crossed.
Oh, because Maine is majority Canadian,
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're in Canada.
They're like, yeah, we take back America. Ted Cruz, Canadian citizen.
Yeah. So that's Cruz wins 2 states, blunting Trump momentum is the title of that.
Right. Okay, so coming up on the 12th, which is 6 days from now, the 12th will fall on a Saturday. Oh, it's next Saturday. Next Saturday, there's D.C. Republican Convention and Guam Republican Convention. 19 points and then 9 points. I mean, it'd be nice to have, those points, small amount.
So
I don't know.
The 15th is the first day that winner takes all, right?
Yeah.
Before that,
15th is for Republicans is Florida, Illinois, and Missouri. Oh, sorry, hold on. Florida, Illinois, Missouri, Northern Islands, Republican, North Carolina, and Ohio. And North Carolina has 72 delegates, and I believe
that's a lot.
We've got, we've got some people. There's a whole huge. I know it's redundant words of North Carolina Republicans for Trump groups on Facebook.
Really?
Really big. Oh, yeah, in the thousands.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I don't know what...
You don't know what the poll numbers say right now? Well, it sounds like they got a good ground game going.
No, it does. It definitely does.
So let me ask you this real quick. What happens if they do a brokered convention and they pick somebody besides the front runner at the time?
Okay. 4 polls for North Carolina. These polls started at the end of January, and they go all the way through the end of February. Trump +4, +10, +18, +9, for an average of +10.5.
Yeah, but a couple of those are pretty close.
Right. Leading up to this last one, which was +9. There were 2 different polls. One had him at +18 and one had him +9. Second place would be Cruz. Trump has it 30. Cruz has it 19. Trump's at 30 and Cruz is at 19 in North Carolina.
That sounds like +11.
Yeah, the 10 point something. Yeah, 10 point like 8. Yeah, I mean, I'm leaving out the points, but rounding it.
I hope they find out that Kansas is a fraud, because I don't like that you could have a 33-point swing. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. No,
How
not
could
even
that
a little
many
bit.
people.
That's a lot. Hey, we're running down on the time. FBI to indict Hilary. Hillary Clinton is about to be served with an indictment by the FBI as part of its ongoing investigation to her email scandal, according to Judge Andrew Napolitano, which I have a lot of respect for, by the way, which would bring her presidential campaign to a massive halt. Brian Pagliano is the Clinton IT staffer who was responsible for setting up Hillary's private email server. And this week, he accepted and was granted immunity for exchange for his testimony. He was holding out. He's the guy who set up Hillary's email server. He's the IT guy.
So he was granted. So
they were talking to him for a while about giving him immunity, and he said, "I don't want nothing from y'all."
And now they granted him immunity.
And he accepted it, and he said he'll give his testimony.
Good. Was that going to lead to an indictment, hopefully?
Okay, Fox News sat down with Judge, and he explained the situation perfectly. He said, quote, "This is enough to shake the American political system to the foundations," unquote. Napolitano explained the fact that the FBI has pushed for and has been granted immunity for Pagliano tells us the Department of Justice is heavily involved, much more than originally indicated. Immunity is usually only granted if a witness has information that would implicate themselves during a testimony. Napolitano went on to explain the fact that Pagliano being granted immunity indicates that the DOJ has most likely already convened a grand jury, which would only lead you to believe that the FBI has enough evidence to indict Hillary Clinton.
Yes!
And more towards a criminal trial.
Oh, man, will that ever put a lot of people at ease? Because, I mean, when you look at what Hillary Clinton was able to get away with and compare it to Petraeus and Snowden.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
It's got to make you wonder what kind of crazy, corrupt banana republic we live in.
Ted Cruz, he came out and said that that the GOP better back off and not steal the votes from Cruz or from Trump.
Who said this?
Cruz said the GOP better not steal this election from Trump or me. They better not. But I mean, he stood up with the notion that, you know, Mitt Romney's been coming out and Rubio's coming out and Cruz came out at CPAC this weekend and said they better not take this from Trump or from me. So
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird because if you listen to his camp's rhetoric, you would think that the establishment was for Trump. And so It surprises me to say, oh, seriously, Cruz supporters have this really weird false fantasy that Trump is establishment.
Oh, check this out. Jake Tapper with Marco Rubio.
Where he fraudulently induced students to sign up for this program. He's doing the same thing to the voters now, and every day that goes by that's exposed, the worse off he's going to be.
Senator, you keep saying that, and he keeps winning states, and you're talking about Virginia, and that's another state that Donald Trump won, and I'm just wondering if there's a certain amount of denial that you're in about this race.
That was last week. Yeah, I remember that. It's a little bit older, but
and then apparently Trump came out to support Romney when Romney was running.
Oh yeah,
and this is what Romney said about Trump.
You may have seen Warren Buffett. He said, and I think he's 100% right, that the babies being.
This was Romney bashing Trump in the university, and it was. He said, "Bottom line, if you want this America to be great again, don't vote Trump."
To understand how our economy works, to create jobs for the American people. He's done it here in Nevada. He's done it across the country. He understands that our economy is facing threats from abroad. He's one of the few people who stood up and said, you know what, China has been cheating. They've taken jobs from Americans. They haven't played fair. We have to have a president who will stand up to cheaters. We believe in free trade and free enterprise, but we don't believe in allowing people to cheat day in and day out.
That was Romney voting for Trump, saying Trump is the man. He's a better man than I am. And that's it, folks.